I'm Sierra, from what was previously known as Anime Beauty by S&B, but we've rebranded and we're now Sierra and Brienne. So in today's video, I have my friend Katelynn with me again.
Hi.
She says hi. Here, I'm just going to adjust you guys so you can see us. There we go. Yeah, so I have Katelynn with me. And in this video, we're doing something a little bit different. So both of us took this thing called a Myers-Briggs personality test. Now, this was really popular a few years ago, so a lot of you have probably taken it before. But, yeah. So for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically a personality test. You're going to be getting like 4 letters that explains your personality. It's really cool. So we're going to take it for each other based on what we think of the other person. So I'm going to film it where we're going to say a couple of the questions out loud, and then we'll say like our answers out loud, and we'll pause in between.
And do we want to give what our own personality is based on what we've read in the test?
Oh yeah, at the end of the video, we're going to compare what we got versus what the other person got for us, and then see if it's different, and then we might talk about why we think it's different. So anyways, we will see you in a moment. Hey, so I started answering some of the questions while she's waiting for her tablet to charge to be able to take it. So I'm going to say like every few of them out loud for you guys. So this question is, you enjoy having a wide circle of acquaintances. And you can answer like, oh, that's backwards, but basically you can answer like yes with all capitals, yes with lowercase, uncertain, no, and then no with all capitals. So I said yes with all capitals that one just because I feel like she's always had like, she always seems to have people around her, and she's like certain friends that she's been friends with for years, like Michaela, but then she's always somebody that can incorporate other people, so I feel like that one's a yes.
Okay, do you want to pull it up on mine?
Sure, I'll be right back.
So, I think my first one that I'm going to pick for you, like that I'm going to say out loud is, so it's the 5th one, and it's like, you are usually the first to react to a sudden event, telephone ringing, or an unexpected question, and I put yes, just because I feel like you're like in action.
Oh yeah, like as soon as the telephone rings, I'm like, even like earlier, I guess technically my mother-in-law, not really, but anyways, yeah, her cell phone vibrated and like it was right beside me, so I turned on, like I grabbed the cell phone, like, do you want this? She's like, yeah, thank you. Or like if the telephone rings, I like instantly pick it up and I look to see who it is, and then so yeah, that one, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd answer the same thing. I'm also going to say another one for her out loud. So you feel that the world is founded on compassion. I'm going to answer yes for that one. I feel like I'm going to answer a small letter yes. I don't know why. I don't really understand what the difference between like I kind of understand the difference between the big letters and the small letters, but it's yes and no. You know what I mean? So yeah. Hey, so another question I just saw was, just a sec.
Yeah. So number 15 is you trust reason rather than feelings, and I put the small no because I feel like sometimes with you, like, you go with your feeling more because it's just like normally your feelings not off and you're like, yeah, I know the facts are saying this, but I don't feel like you usually sometimes you're like, I feel like something's off, and then a lot of times you end up being right.
Yeah, that's fair. I do have very good
so you have good intuition. Yeah,
I do. I'm going to say, actually, I was about to say one for her, and then I got distracted because my mom wanted to know if anybody needed the bathroom because she's having a shower. But the question is, it is difficult to get you excited, and I feel like no, because honestly, part of the reason like I feel like we started hanging out and becoming friends is because she would get excited about makeup, and I would get excited about makeup. So I feel like it depends on the situation. You know what I mean? Like if it's something you like, you're gonna get excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another one that I'm going to say out loud is, you believe the best decision is one which could be easily changed. And I said no for that one because I feel like you're kind of one of those people where like, you know, not so much decisions can be changed, but you're not like black and white.
Yeah.
Like again, it depends on the situation, but I feel like you're kind of like, yeah. Then let's say another one out loud actually. So you are inclined to rely more on improvisation than on prior planning. Yeah, I think so, because honestly, most of the time when we hang out, like, there's certain things where we'll be like, oh, you know, maybe we can do this, but we don't always do that.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing I put was, like, you know how to put every minute of your time to good purpose, and I put, like, the small yes, because, like, most of the time you're like, I'm doing something productive, and then sometimes you're just like, I just want to watch a TV show and be in my
Yeah.
bed. Which, I mean, it's still productive, I think, in some ways, because it's your free time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm very much the type of person where, like, yeah, you know, I like to be doing things productive. Even, like, other people might look at my life and be like, okay, what are you doing productive? Like, you know, but for me, being productive is, like, right now I'm writing a book, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I've wrote a couple posts, and I think I've talked about it. So we'll like, kind of writing it together, but it's more I'll write it. And she seems to be kind of the editor, but I'll, like, filter ideas through her and stuff. And then she'll say, like, whether or not she likes them, and, like, if she doesn't like them, then she'll say, like, oh, do this instead. And then, so we'll bounce off each other. But, you know what I mean? Or, like, I'll be filming a YouTube video, or, like, those are my version of productive things, whereas other people, productive is, cleaning their house, or stuff like that. So, yeah. Hey, so this next question is, you are a person somewhat reserved and distant in communication. So I said no for that one, like capitals, because she's very much like, I mean, we talk about anything, like we communicate with each other, and like I was saying, like not just with the book, with anything, we'll bounce ideas off each other. So she's definitely not distant, like, or reserved.
And then I said, like, you frequently and easily express your feelings and emotion. And I did, like, a small yes, because I feel like, yeah, that you express them, but at the same time, it's like, you know when not to, like, so that's why I didn't choose a big yes, but I chose a small yes.
That's fair.
Because
yeah.
I'm like, I feel like sometimes you do, and sometimes you're upset with somebody, but you don't say anything because you just are like, I don't want to start anything.
Yeah, like, there's times where, like, okay, somebody does something you don't like, there's times to be like, hey, I didn't like that, but there's other times where it's like, okay, it was a one-time thing, you know, maybe they're having a bad day, just back off, let them deal with what they're dealing with, and then, but if it's, like, a continued thing, then you should probably speak up.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Hey, so the next question I answered was, it's number 24, and it's, you often do jobs in a hurry, and I said, like, the big no, because for me, like, I feel like you definitely take time when it comes to doing things. Like, even for example, when it comes to university, you're the type of person where you're like, okay, like, this is due this day, and I think you generally get them done on the due date, but you're not like, I'm going to get it done tonight, so then it's done. You're more like, okay, I'm going to do this the right way. You're going to do this the best I can, and then...
And I don't, like, except for the one project today, but, like, that wasn't my fault. So, like, like, I, like, the university and stuff, they keep changing due dates and stuff. So it's just, like, I genuinely thought that it was due later.
That's fair. Like, for the most part, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's times where you're like, okay, you know, this specific thing,
but
I don't
feel like
have
that
the
happens
energy.
a lot with university, no matter, like, the time of year, like, even, like, you know.
Yeah. Especially if it's not worth a lot, because you're like, this is worth 0.1% of my mark, and I don't really care about it. I'd rather spend more time and energy and, like, brain power and function on something that actually matters, and something that's, like, just to practice. Like, I'll do the practice so I get the practice, but I'm kind of the same way. So this number 28 says, you get bored if you have to read theoretical books. For you, I feel like you're more, like, the actual reading of it, I feel like you're bored from, but learning and, like, getting new knowledge you're entertained by. Yeah, so you're like, okay, I don't really care about these words, and reading this is really boring, but then afterwards you're like, okay, that was actually really cool, I now know this new thing, I'm going to share my knowledge with the world.
And, like, I also feel like, too, with me, it's, like, I get excited by, like, the complex theoretical, only because it's, like, they're not as explored a lot of times.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So, like, I know, like, I'm studying ethnomethodology, which is, like, a sociology, like, it's also, it's a concept, but it's also a method. But, yeah, it's interesting. It's, like, you analyze linguistics also.
See, that's what I mean, is I feel like when you're reading the book, you're probably just like, oh my god, I'm so bored. But then afterwards, you'd go and, like, you'd tell me about it, and it's like, oh, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, which I almost feel like everybody else is like that, because, like, sitting down and being, like, having to, like, the first time you learn something new, it's probably, like, it's exciting because you're learning something new, but at the same time, you're like, oh my god, this is a lot of brain power, like, why am I doing this? But then afterwards, once you learn it, you're just like, oh my god, that's really cool. So there's another question, and this is actually, I think, one of the first ones that I've said uncertain to, which the question is, often you prefer to read a book than go to a party, and I feel like you're both. Like, I feel like you have your days where you're like, yeah, you know, I want to go to a party, I want to hang out with my friends, but then you also have your days where you're like, I want to read a book.
Yeah.
Like, both of those are just very, I feel like very you.
Yeah. And then, like, I know, like, answering this, like, it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm answering for Sierra, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, like, I know, like, with you, it's like, I put, like, you usually place yourself near to the side and to the center of the room, and I put no only because I feel like you're very, like, I don't know how to put it, like,
I
you
like
have
to be
a
the
good...
center of attention.
Yeah, well, not that, but...
I can say it. I know, like, I feel
I feel like you just have, like, an aura that makes you the center of attention.
Yeah, I'm very much the type of person where I'm like, okay, 1, I'm a loud speaker. 2, I'm the type of person where, like, okay, I don't mind sitting on my phone, and depending on who I'm with, I don't mind if, like, we're sitting in a room just playing on our phones, like if I'm with her, for example. But if I'm in a group with a lot of people, then I'm like, I don't want everybody to just be... So I want to be doing something together. You know what I mean? Like, let's play a board game together. Let's be, like, watching a movie together. Like, we're in a group, let's be a group. And a lot of times I'm the type of person that's like, I have this idea, let's do it. Whereas other people are kind of like, I don't really care what we do, whatever. And I'm like, well, I want to do this.
And another thing, too, is I put, like, as a rule, current preoccupations worry you more than your future plans. And I put, like, yes, because I feel like you're at a point in your life where you're like, I don't mind being here, but you're also like, I can't wait to grow too. So you're kind of like, I think it's a 20s thing, honestly.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely 20 things. Like, yeah, honestly, my future plans, I mean, I have a lot of different ideas of what I want my future plans to be, so sometimes I get a little bit nervous about, like, okay, which one am I going to go for? But I'm not really that worried because, you know, I trust myself, and I trust that at the end of the day I'm going to get where I need to go in life. Like, but right now, yeah, I'm a little scared right now, yeah. Hey, so I think this is going to be one of the last ones I read out loud, unless I find one that I think you guys would find really interesting. This one says, a thirst for adventure is something close to your heart. And I said uncertain for that one because I don't know what type of adventure it would be. Like, first, like, does it mean adventure, like... Okay, now we live in a safe town, so depending on where you live, you maybe shouldn't do this, but, like, going for a walk late at night together. Yeah. That I would consider an adventure. But some people might consider an adventure, like, skydiving, right? And I don't think...
Or, like, hiking or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like, maybe hiking could be an adventure, and I could see you liking hiking, maybe.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, so it depends on the adventure. Like, that one I said uncertain. Hey, so when I took this test myself, I got ENFJ. I'm going to link the test down below. I know it's extroverted. You know what? I'll explain what all of these mean afterwards. So what did you get?
So for you, I got ESFJ.
Interesting. Okay. Actually, it's kind of funny because, like...
So, what did you end up getting?
For you, I got ENFP. So I have it right here what this one means for her. So it's extroverted, 47%. Intuitive, 31%. Feeling, 44%. And perceiving, 3%. Wait. Yeah, so she's ENFP.
And then yours is extrovert, 22%. Sensing, 3%. Feeling, 38%. And judging, 19%.
Okay.
Which is funny though, because so the one that I got for myself that I filled out, which I seriously was doing this for you. I wasn't trying to get my own answers.
Yeah.
But this is the same as what I got, like ESFJ.
That's kind of funny actually, because like, I mean, it's very similar. Like even like ENFP is very similar to, you know, it's interesting how like the way we perceive each other is at least we know we perceive each other very similarly too. But yeah, so it says that she has a moderate preference of extroversion over introversion. She has a moderate preference of intuition over sensing, a moderate preference of feeling over thinking, and she has marginal or no preference of perceiving or judging. So that one's kind of both. It was the same for me, where like when I did mine, I was like very similar extrovert, very similar introvert, whereas basically like it was just like yeah, so comment down below if you like this video.
Also, if you guys want to ever take this video, there's another YouTuber out there. I'm going to find his name.
Okay.
Or their name. But they're very cool if you want to get like a more complete understanding. Because like, I found like I kind of understood where this is going, but like, I also didn't.
That's fair.
So if you go to IDR Labs, so they have like cool little videos on that, little cartoons, and they really help explain it.
Yeah. 'Cause
Another YouTuber that's really funny is, he doesn't actually have a name on here, but we can put him in the link.
Probably.
Probably.
Or even, I might, yeah. You'll just
We'll figure
go
it
on
out. We'll
YouTube
figure it
and
out.
if, you know, after you take the test and look up your personality type, there'll be lots of YouTube videos that explain better. But anyways, I love you guys.
Yep.
Stay safe and healthy. Cheers!